Hey everyone, so this will be an unboxing and setup here of the newer, I think it came out in May, it's now July, so a couple months ago, got Samsung Galaxy Tab A7 Lite. Did not even know this thing came out until today when I went to Target to pick up the Fitbit Sense. They had this, didn't know. I think it was like $100 and something, $130, something like that. So right now I don't actually know much about this, except for that it has 32 gigabytes of storage, and it is 8.7 inches in size. So, yeah. At least I didn't know this thing was out. So we do get a charger here. Let's see, that is USB Type-C. Okay, so that is USB Type-C. I was hoping they not do USB micro. Micro USB. That would have been kind of funny, but also very annoying at the same time. This does not say the size of it there. And of course you get the little setup guide here. And you also get for the, I'm gonna guess, for the micro SD expansion. Shouldn't need that stuff. Nicely ripped up. So this is pretty much the new version of the 8 inches, the 8 inches, I guess. Right, let's see. There we go. Yeah, it looks just like the old 8 inches for the most part, except for a little bit newer, of course. So that is pretty dang nice looking. Camera right there. Look at that. Even get a headphone jack. USB Type-C. I feel like they should put that up a bit more. Same with the headphone jack. It just seems a bit low. But what do I know? Looks like a mic. You have a speaker right there. And a speaker right there. Very nice. So hopefully this will sound pretty good. I'm sure it will not sound as good as the A7 does, or especially the S7 or S7 Plus. Let's see, it looks like another mic right here. Hopefully you guys can see that. Power button and volume rocker. Other side has, the spot for micro SD expansion. And then again, the top just has that. One surprising thing though is they put the camera, front-facing camera, up top instead of everything else doing to the side here. This top instead of that top, but they chose to still put there. That is rather surprising. Let me plug this thing in. We'll get it set up. Alright, plugged in. I chose to use my Samsung Tab S7 Plus's fast charger. Looks like it is working. It's at 60%. So that is good. Again, that's just USB Type-C, so you can use any USB Type-C that you wish. I just took theirs and put it off to the side here. This thing feels so... It's 8.7 inches, but it kind of feels small because of the ratio there. It's pretty skinny. I can fit this in one hand. It's kind of like an oversized phone. Alright, there we go. Samsung Galaxy. We're surprised it doesn't say Tab A7 Lite, like I think almost all their devices do. I know my phone says Note 8, and I know my Tab S7 says S7 Plus. Pretty hefty feeling. Not cheap though. It doesn't not feel like a cheap device. Depending on how the light's hitting, it almost looks brown. I know it's like that gray silver color, but actually it has like a brownish tint to it, depending on how the light's hitting it. Screen looks good so far. We are English in the US. That's where I am. Go ahead with this stuff. I mean, it's not heavy. Don't get me wrong. It's not heavy. It feels good. That's what I meant to say there. I'm gonna go ahead and do my Wi-Fi. I'll be right back. Alright, it connected to Wi-Fi actually very fast. Very surprised. Now it's doing a update, checking for updates and doing the update and whatnot. While this is doing that, yeah, this thing feels good. Ooh, look how fast that was. That's pretty quick. This feels nice in the hand. I will say though, my hands are overlapping. My hands are not that big, but they are overlapping a bit in the back. Again, this is not that big of a device, so that is kind of to be expected there. I'm excited to see how these speakers sound, being dual speakers. I mean, it feels good. It feels, like I said, it has a nice weight to it without being too heavy. And then it doesn't feel cheap. I don't know if that's some sort of metal or plastic, what that is. This part's taking a bit, I don't know why. It might just be my Wi-Fi right now. Yeah, I'll be back when this is done. Alright, like as soon as I said that, it came back on like 2 seconds later. You can copy apps and data if you wish. I'm going to say no. I'll just download stuff on my own. Then we'll check some info. Alright, next will be your Google sign in. Then you'll have to either accept or decline some Google stuff like always. Didn't show it up because it showed off my email. Next you do protection, and you do face recognition, pattern, pin, or password. I always just skip these. I don't ever put anything personal on my tablets. That's usually on my phone. Even then, I don't really have anything too personal that I'd really care if someone took, for the most part at least. Go ahead and skip anyway. Then you can do a Samsung account. I'm just going to go ahead and skip it. Then it looks like we are all set up, so we'll go ahead and finish there. That might take a couple more seconds. While it's doing its thing, going off of gsmarena.com here for this device. So this it weighs about 366 grams. If you get the LTE version, then you go up to 371. So this has aluminum back and aluminum frame, and it has some plastic ends on it. So it is made of aluminum, and of course the front is glass, like always here. It is 8.7 inches. It was 179 ppi. It's running Android 11, One UI 3.1. It actually has a MediaTek MT8768T Helio P22T. So it has a MediaTek MT8768T Helio in it. So this is running very similar processor to what the Amazons have. That is very interesting. I'll have to compare. I want to do an actual comparison video here. We'll have to see which one is better. It has an octa-core processor in it, and then the GPU is a PowerVR GE8320. It comes with 32 gigabytes of storage and 3 gigabytes of RAM, so that's pretty good. Otherwise, you can also get apparently a 64 gigabyte with 4 gigabytes of RAM version as well. So again, that's very similar to what the new Amazons are doing. So Amazon came after this, I believe, by like a month or so. So that's very interesting. It can record in 1080p, 30 frames per second on the back. The front is a 2 megapixel camera. The front is a 2 megapixel. The back is an 8 megapixel camera. That's really about the most important stuff there. This does have, I believe. Yeah, I love Tap to Wake. I really wish Amazons did that. So of course we have all this extra stuff here. Personally, I do not use Netflix on tablets. Actually, right now I don't have Netflix. I come and go from that all the time. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete this stuff here. I won't bore you guys with that though. Let's go and do a quick speaker test here. See how good this sounds. I'm going to guess it'll sound decent. Probably again similar to the Amazons. That's none of my accounts. None of the accounts I use. So we'll do a royalty-free speaker test here. Free music. I'm going to get used to that little keyboard, or it's going to update YouTube and kick me out of it. I'll be right back. Alright, then before we do the speaker test, because YouTube is taking forever to update for some reason. I think it's my internet right now. So I'm doing a few other things on it in the same area. You see, we actually only get 24 of those 32 gigabytes of storage. That's quite a bit used, I would say. Was that 8 gigs? I uninstalled YouTube Music and Spotify. That took a few moments for it to do. So we'll see in the actual speed test comparison how quick this guy is. But yeah, so it used 3 gigabytes as well out of the 24. I'm not exactly sure why. I didn't download anything. So really I only have 21 gigabytes of storage to use out of that 32. Which seems a little bit disappointing. Alright, we're going to try this again. This is getting a little bit warm with the setup and the charging and whatnot. It's starting to get a little bit warm up top. The bottom, this part, I mean. Down here is kind of cool. Up here is getting a little bit warm. Let's go ahead and do... Alright, we'll just do this first one here. Okay. and right here, and over here. That top's getting super warm. That's up all the way. Okay, it's not liking my finger for some reason. So it's not bad. It's up all the way. Again, we'll do a comparison here between the other devices I have. I would say it's about on par with, maybe in between the Amazon Fire 8 and then the 10. So maybe in between those two. Not as good as the A7, the non-light version. Definitely not as good as the 7 Plus, which weren't expected to be. Alright guys, so stay tuned. I'm going to be doing some comparisons here. We'll do a review. We'll do a comparison between my 2019 Fire 10, the 2020 HD 8 Plus, Amazon, and then the S7 Plus, and then as well as the normal A7. That would be probably the best ones between the A7 and the new A7 Plus here. A7 Lite, excuse me. Yeah, so stay tuned for more videos to come. Thank you all very much for watching. As always, I really do appreciate ya. Hope you all have a good one. See you guys next time. Goodbye.